Hi everybody, Quadrajet Power here. Today we're going to show you how to change the fuel filter. Um, Actually I thought this was going to be pretty straightforward and easy um, video to go through, and then kind of realized there's quite a variety through the years of different filters and different housings and things to deal with. But so we're going to go through this as quick as we can. Quadrajetpower.com. Y'all please like this video and subscribe to our channel so you'll get all the new releases when we do these. Trying to do one every week or so to add to, so we can provide information for you. Also, in the comments I'll put links to the kits. We have all the different kits. It's got all the components in it that you need for any Quadrajet that you have. So I'll put those in the comments. Also put in comments if you've got other videos that you'd like to see. I'm going to start off. There's basically two different inlet and gaskets that you'll see in Quadrajets from 65 to 1989. There of course are exceptions, just like with Quadrajets. Any rule's got a lot of exceptions. The early Quadrajets, 65 to 71, we use a fiber gasket that seals to the face of the Quadrajet. Starting in 72, they put the nylon gasket on the end of the threads of the inlet to seal on the inside of the housing. So this is a 77 Chevrolet Quadrajet. So we're going to start off. All Quadrajet inlet housings, the originals, use a 1-inch wrench on the nut itself. So we're going to pull this one off, and haven't been into this one yet, so there's no telling what we're going to find on the inside. This one, starting in the mid-70s, Chevrolet and most Quadrajets went to a long filter. This has a long area inside, so it'll use a long filter. There were short filters and long filters. So here's the old filter. We're going to throw it away. Along the base of the threads, hopefully you can see all this, there's a gasket. There's the old nylon gasket. We're going to discard that. You always want to replace that. Deep inside here is the spring. The spring holds the filter, pushes the filter against the housing to hold pressure on it so that it forces the fuel to go through the filter. Now when the filter would get clogged, it can push this spring back and push the filter back and allow fuel to flow around the outside and allow debris and everything else inside the Quadrajet. We're going to replace the spring too. We always throw this away, and we're going to replace that spring. So that goes in the trash. So all of our kits come with a new spring. You can buy the parts individually. If you just want filters, you can get filters. Gaskets, we have gaskets. You can order those in multiples if you want to keep extras. So, and putting it back together, the spring always goes in first. So we're going to put the spring in. This gasket from 72 to 89 is going to go around this inlet fitting and fit in the groove there so that it's in there. Now the filter is going to go with the hole towards the inlet, so the fuel will go into the gasket. Now we also sell check valves. If you want a check valve in your filter, we do sell those. Check valve would insert in here, and that would keep fuel from flowing back out So I'm going to add that one in there just for an example. So we're going to put the filter back in. You always want to be careful, make sure the threads start easily. Screw it down hand tight. And then snug it with your 1-inch wrench. Now the new filter's in place and it's ready to go. So I'm going to set this one aside. I'm going to go to here. I've got this is a 67 Quadrajet, 67 Buick. So I'm going to pull this housing off. And show you how these seal. So here's the spring, there's the filter. On these early ones, it had the fiber gasket. This gasket went on and would sit against the nut area of the inlet, and then the gasket would seal against the face of the Quadrajet here. So it would seal here instead of on the inside like the 72 and newer did. So we're going to put the new filter, the new spring, put it in there. Going to put the gasket on. New filter is going to go, the hole facing the inlet. And again, we're going to be very careful with the threads, especially on these early ones. They tended to strip much easier than the later style. We can do an inlet repair with a helical if you do strip that out, so we can fix that for you. So there, that will seal up against the face of the Quadrajet, and so we've replaced that fill filter. We're going to throw this old one away, old gasket away as well, and the spring. Now there are some exceptions. Some of the very early Quadrajet 65 to 67 used a bronze centered gasket. Filter. What am I saying? Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. On those, in the housing inside, there was a pin cast into the body, and the pin went inside the bronze centered bushing gasket. Holy cow! Y'all ignore my errors, please. So this filter would go in same way that the small filter does. Spring behind it. It would have a small gasket on the face of it. The other gaskets, the paper gaskets, have the filter or the gasket already on them. So that would go on there and then would go into the housing itself. So these filters are available as well, and we do have the kit for those that include all the gaskets and everything you need. Now, one of the exceptions is marine. So marine would use a screen gasket, would also use the filter on it. It would go just like the small filter would inside the marine carburetor. And almost all marine Quadrajets for all the years produced also use the early style fiber gasket because they sealed up against the face. So they were early style castings, even though they may have been produced in the 70s and 80s. They did have this type of filter and gasket to go with the screen filter. So we have those kits available as well. So that's a real quick overview of the variety of fuel filters and how you replace them. A lot of people ask me, is there a torque spec to tighten the filter housing on these? And in all of my documentation and everything I've read, I've never seen what I saw from GM manuals and early Rochester manuals said snug. So I can't give you a torque spec on them. You want to tighten them down till they're snug, make sure they don't leak. We do have some of these early housings may have some nicks and damage to them on the face. We do sell a thicker nylon gasket that can also be used on this early style. If you have a stubborn housing that's just not sealing well with the standard fiber gasket, then we offer this thick nylon gasket as well. All the links to all these items are going to be in the description of this video. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully that explained everything that you needed to know on how to change your fuel filter. Make sure you get your parts from quadrajetpower.com. We've got everything listed on there. You can go to the search bar, enter short filter, long filter. It'll come up with all the kits, whatever you're looking for. We also sell all the parts that you need for your Quadrajet, rebuild kits, custom kits, everything that you would need. Quadrajetpower.com. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks.